his mentality on the court. You put the ball in his hands, he says, I'm going to take over the game. It doesn't have to be scoring, just always attacking. Always. Got to be a dog. Don't back down from anyone. Kevin, I know you're a dog. Back to you.
A little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. And the guys up front may determine, Brent, the outcome tonight. What elements make for a fantastic front court?
Well, nowadays it's about skilled front court players, guys who have the ability to not only shoot it, but also dribble handoff, make decisions with the basketball to help open up and spread up your offense for your guards and your quicker players to slash and find those gaps.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Hield and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Whiteside is out there with Jabari Parker, and it's Fox in at the point guard position. And for the Knicks, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Elfrid Payton, and it's Harkless in at the small forward position. Fox, no good. Now here's Harkless. From outside, off the mark. Barnes against Randall, and that one's good. Barnes
likes to do his damage around that area, fluid in the mid-range.
Payton passes to Robinson. Back to Payton. Robinson down low. Whiteside's there. We're about 1 minute into the first. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Fox.
That's a beauty from Parker there, making hard shots look incredibly easy.
Out left to the wing. Randall down low, covered by Parker. Harkless with it. Here's Barrett.
And at 6'7", Barrett with terrific positional size, which allows him to create problems for defenders down low.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
Fox against Payton, and Fox gets it to go.
So shifty. Fox gets in there anytime he wants to.
Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Payton the bounce pass. Here's Randall. They get the rebound. Good D by Parker.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score. Shooting 4 of 5 to start the game. That's got to be a feel good.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Robinson misses.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Here's Harkless. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Here's Fox, and it's Fox with the jam.
How about De'Aaron Fox just staying focused there with the finish? Controlled that one well.
The Kings shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And they shot their free throws at a measly 73% clip over the course of last season.
culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac, along with Peja Stojakovic, two of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
Barrett the pass to Randall. Lock at 6. Over Parker. Randall with the bucket.
Now you can see the touch and the improvement in that touch right there.
And Brent, around the league, people are saying the Kings are one of the scarier teams on the rise.
Well, they drafted decently. They play a system that now is speaking to some of their young talent. They've had a nice blend. It's been a long time coming in Sacramento, but fans coming out to the new arena to support this new, young, hungry Kings group.
With 1 on the clock and the jam by Whiteside.
Yeah, it's 7'1", and with the type of length that Whiteside has in terms of his vertical reach, so hard to stop on the inside.
Here's the lob to the hoop. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Parker. He had a strong showing last season. Last season, put up about 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And every team needs a good backup big to spell the starters, and that's what he brings to the table.
The role consists of rebounding, setting screens, protecting the rim. Anything else he gives you is found change in the couch.
Randall dishes to Payton. And here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And also in that one, he had the opposition on pins and needles on the defensive end of the floor, recording 4 steals that night on his way to an overall stellar game.
Healed the pass to Fox. Robinson pulls it in. Knicks trail by 7. Here's Payton. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Whiteside's got 5 rebounds tonight. That's a 2 from Parker. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in this game. To the inside. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And here we can check out the story on Julius Randle. Coming off a terrific season, 19th in scoring, and he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
Yeah, and like you said, one of the better scorers in the NBA last season, a tireless worker on the offensive end. He could be even better this season.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Bucket is good.
There's somebody not alert to block out the wide frame of Julius Randle, who gets in there after the loose ball.
Here's Fox. Robinson with the block. They get it back. Barnes outside, and the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Now with 2 fouls here in the first quarter, everything changes for him. He's got to be more careful on defense.
The Kings making a switch here. Bembry's checked in. Knicks trail by 5. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired
up. The NBA never stops, Kevin. We know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
The offseason is just absolutely ridiculously exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night.
Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. You look at Robinson, second in the NBA, a great defender.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Parker with the steal. Fox against Payton. And the shot goes in. 7 points for De'Aaron Fox.
Becoming more confident and a little bit more poised in terms of how he scores is De'Aaron Fox.
11 feet away. Payton can't get it to go.
Well, he's just really struggling right now, and with everything he's throwing up, nothing really helping out in terms of his confidence. I mean, these ones aren't even close.
Right side against Robinson, and Robinson throws it down hard.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
And he's going up for the alley-oop, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Barnes outside. Fires top of the key. Robinson pulls it in. Knicks trail by 3. Now Harkless. Pass to Barrett. Outside Robinson. Knocks it loose. Just 4 to shoot. New York needs to get off a shot. From deep. Payton's shot is off.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups. So maybe just a step too far.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Up top, Randall. Pass to Barrett. Back to Randall. Launches it. Payton can't get it to go.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
It's good. And it's a 7-point Kings lead.
Barnes so good at getting to that area on the floor and then making sure it counts.
Payton drives in. In it goes after missing his first 7. Now shooting 1 for 8 this game.
A ragged start for him offensively, but he'll take it. It brings him to 1 of 8 from the field.
Barnes outside. From the high post. Offensive rebound. Right side. Randall with some nice D. New York's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Inside. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for 1 more at the line.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
And he's flourishing as a scorer. But Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
Brent, in this next question culture we're in, what comments do you want to hear from players who have just lost a game and facing disappointment?
I like the humility aspect of this question, Kevin, and the thing that I listen to most from players who get it, they'll compliment their opponent first. Something had to happen where the opponent did something enough to beat you on that night. So you don't say that we did all these things. Give the opponent credit first. Secondly, players who shoulder a massive amount of responsibility, they'll say that they could have played better first. And that takes and deflects everything away from their teammates. And then they'll talk about what they're looking forward to most, and their challenge is we'll get better tomorrow. We'll get better next game. And that they know there's room to grow. Those 3 things are pretty impactful.
Well said. And New York making a change here. Portis is checked in. And it's Fox with the ball for Sacramento. They lead by 4. Passes to Bembry. 5 to shoot. Robinson with the block. Barrett with the ball. Picked up by Bagley. The second chance effort. Here's Portis. Oh, and he pucks it off the glass. Wow. Outside, Fox. We've got 1:48 left here in the opening quarter. The 10-footer. Here's Bagley. And he banks in the layup.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
So for the Kings, they come in off the loss to New Orleans. Now here's Harkless. 1:21 left to play in the first quarter. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make.
He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter.
And Barrett slams it in.
And with this kind of momentum behind him, Barrett, a terror. I love seeing him hammer it home.
Fox with it. Picked up by Portis. Fox, no good.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
A slam dunk by Robinson.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Here's Fox. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by Payton. New York trailing. Fades. Outside Portis. Harkless with it. Right side Portis. Second shot opportunity. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there, Kevin. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
A big-time effort for De'Aaron Fox, providing a lot of energy for Sacramento. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she breaks herself off there. And, you know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And she was a basketball player in her own right, Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going.
Take a break.
On the court right now for the Kings, they've got Bielitsa. Fox is out there with Bember. Then it's Bagley. And it's Holmes in at the 5. And the first one at the line is good. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
The defensive rules were different when you played, Brent. For example, the elimination of the hand check.
Hand checking was huge because great defensive guards like a Derek Harper or a Mookie Blaylock could get their forearm on you and basically move you around rather than you trying to get where you want to go. And the other thing, Kevin, that they did was they didn't allow you to have the time in the free throw line. You have a 2.9 before an illegal defense. It used to be a game really of 2 stars on one side of the floor operating, and the rest of the guys sort of shoveled off in the corner on the other side. All those things have changed with the way the league is going.
For the better.
Oh, I think so. Your freedom of movement, fluidity of the athletes. It's definitely a better game in terms of the movement.
And it's Fox with the ball for Sacramento. They trail by 1. Pulls it from the elbow. Again, the miss by the Kings.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
New York moving it around. And off target that time from Trier. The Kings have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Fox against Gibson. Fox passes to Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
Portis against Bielitsa. Down low. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now here's Hield. Defense is right there. Now the pass to Fox. And Gibson sends it down.
Taj Gibson doing a good job of just getting the hands up, and then the instincts come into play with the block.
Here's a look at what's coming up now for the Sacramento Kings. On Sunday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. The Kings trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Hield, bounce pass. Fox looking it over. Fires from the wing. Good on the jump shot. Fox has got 11 points.
Well, Fox just found a little bit of space there, and he burned the defense.
Here's Trier. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Harkless. Lets it go with the 3. Rebounded by Holmes.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. A promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Now, here's Bielitsa, defended by Harkless. Bielitsa with the bucket. Now it's a 3-point Sacramento lead.
Well, Fizdale, part of those great teams in Miami as an assistant coach with Eric Spoelstra. He coaches with a lot of fire and enthusiasm, is very involved emotionally in what his team does on a daily basis, and it's why a lot of these young players are gravitating towards his coaching style.
From deep three-point range, good work defensively by Fox. Kings leading now by 3. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
And New York hoped that Fizdale's likability would be a factor in free agency.
Yeah, I think it's going to help the Knicks as they move forward here. Try to find some stability with their coach. That way David Fizdale and his messaging can remain consistent with the type of players that they try to attract here to Gotham.
Hield outside. Pass to Holmes. The shot will not fall. Now the Knicks take it the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Gibson against Fox. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Fox has got 4 this quarter.
That's nice mechanics there on the jump shot. It's something we like to see on a nightly basis from De'Aaron Fox.
Outside Portis. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes got 6 rebounds here tonight. Right side, Fox. Teardrop shot. Here with the rebound. Knicks trail by 3. Passes it to Harkless. To the paint. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And here is Fox. He's coming off a 28-point game against New Orleans.
Well, what helps that out a lot is he got to the free throw line, which was a real game changer. It slowed down the opposition's momentum and made them play to his team style.
Dotson the pass to Trier. Left side, Portis. He kicks it to Harkless. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Hield. Last year, getting it done. He's averaged 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Bagley finds Fox. Here's Hield. And Gibson sends it back. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. And a new group in for the Knicks. Noel's checked in for Gibson. Randall comes in for Bobby Portis. It's checked in for Harkless. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Damian Dotson. Barnes, he's checked in for Sacramento. Pulls it up. Nice. 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Yeah, it gives great effort on the offensive end. Harrison Barnes has these nights where he can show you he can be an offensive, polished scorer.
Bounce pass from Noel. Randall passes to Barrett. Noel trying to break loose. And Barrett gets it to go.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Fox kicks to Hield. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, he's a little bit more than just an outside shooter. Buddy Hield finding himself, that time maneuvers inside to get good position.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Knicks have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
After being picked 7th out of Kentucky back in 2014 by the Lakers, you remember Julius Randle, an auspicious start to his career, breaking his leg on his very first NBA game. That has not deterred him. Moved from LA to New Orleans, now to New York, an offensive force continuing to improve.
Both shots good from the stripe. And it's Fox with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Barnes outside. The pass to Bagley. There's the three. The Knicks pull it in.
It's been up and down the last few years for Nerlens Noel, but there are still some impactful numbers for the minutes that he's on the floor as a rim protector. Changing directions, impossible to guard.
Here's Trier, covered by Barnes. Kicks to Barrett. Pass to Randle. 6 on the shot clock. Looking to get back on track here. Here's Payton. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, Payton getting after it and picking up some fouls right now.
And for Noel, his numbers will never match the visual impact he has on the floor, wouldn't you say?
Oh, he's definitely a player about the little things out there. Just being a rim protector, making sure that guys think about him when they're attacking the rim.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
Well, we've seen indications of Payton and his all-around game, but we just would want to see the evolution of the shot come along, just more consistent from the outside. That's the next step.
Harry Giles is checked in for Rashawn Holmes. And both free throws good for Payton. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Now Hield. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. Fox passes to Bagley. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. 6 points from Marvin Bagley.
Well, the more Fox does that, the more he's going to be looked at like a leader.
Payton dishes to Barrett. To the middle. And Randle throws it down.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Here's Barnes. And it's Noel with the rebound. New York trailing. Here's Barrett. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup. What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Payton passes to Trier. Over Hield. It's hauled in by the Kings. Bagley's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Nobody near Barnes. A three-pointer, no good. The Knicks shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively, to say the least. Trier passes to Randle. Shoots over Fox. And with that shot, the Sacramento lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Randle.
Yeah, Randle's not passing that one up. Fantastic job at converting when he's got the kind of position like that.
Pass to Barnes. Passes it to Bagley. Over Barrett. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 4th rebound in this one. Randle with the bucket.
So creative on offense. Randle getting more and more comfortable handling the ball and understanding where he can get to on specific possessions.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
The Kings have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Free throw good, Fox.
So much talk about who's the fastest player in the league, and Fox always being mentioned there. His speed and stepping into this leadership role, lots of great signs from De'Aaron Fox.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
He was able to tie it up, but he has to be disappointed that he could not give his team the lead. I love the aggressiveness. He's been on fire the entire.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Continues to try to work to find some consistency, does Harrison Barnes, and right there knocking at the defense's door.
The Kings shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. That's good from Barnes.
You think about Harrison Barnes when he won an NBA championship in his 3rd year in the league after being the 7th pick in the 2012 NBA draft.
Barnes hits them both. 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Payton. And the last shot before the buzzer is off.
Fox causes some problems defensively here. They're using his instincts on that play.
Julius Randle getting it done for the New York Knicks. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfrid, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big, so it's going to come down to defense wins games.
It certainly does, Elfrid. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A stellar first half for Julius Randle. He ended up with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
It reminds me of me at the free throw line. They had a rough half of shooting, under 35%. Some of that was great defense, but a lot of it was poor shot selection. They've got to revise the game plan, get guys open for higher quality looks. And the shooters need to go out and execute. Man, come on.
And over to Kenny now. Your take on the Kings.
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. We're seeing a tremendous